Hi Libra, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks for joining me on your July 2017 reading. Now, for the fire signs, earth sign and water signs, which were done first, I show part of me on the video now and then I hone down on the cards. But the readings that I did were all done at home for those signs. I'm at my sister's for the weekend, so I have to use her dining room table to record, and I don't have all of the equipment as I would at home to actually show you the cards and stuff, the camera and the desks and blah 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 blah. So I'm recording from my excellent Logitech C920, I think it is, webcam, so you should get a clear enough picture of me, but you'll be seeing me holding up the cards to you on this reading. The other thing to say, but next month it will be where you see the cards on the desk, okay? The other thing to say, Libra, is you get your week ahead readings now as well, okay? So just, but they are different from these. These are predictive readings. Those are more advised readings that come in, all right? So you also get that as well. And you've also got coming up what I call the Storyteller Triple Cross. I learned how to do the Triple Cross from a lady named Evening Star. She is a wonderful tarot reader. I don't really know where she is at the moment. I think she wasn't very well. Probably not watching this Evening Star, but get well if you do, because you're phenomenal and we need you back on YouTube. I haven't seen, you might be uploading, I don't know, I haven't checked, but yeah, great. And also you did a couple of readings for me a couple of years ago, which were spot on. But also from the Witch's Tarot as well, which does Triple Goddess, piece on the Triple Goddess reading there as well. Okay, so that's what's coming up on the channel. And without further ado, we're going to get your July reading for Libra. Universe Group, what's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs? Show me what's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs. What's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs in the month of July 2017? Show me what's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs. Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs. Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising Signs in the month of July 2017. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the deck. We're going to split it into three, like so. And we're going to collect it back up, Libra. And we're going to start laying the cards down. Okay. So your focus might be on a relationship here in the month of... and I think there's still great passion here for this relationship. Alright, that Four of Cups showed up before for Gemini, funnily enough, as an outcome. We'll get clarified. So, how you guys are approaching a situation right now is the Star. So, the Star can mean that you're approaching a situation with great hope, great faith, great belief. The Star can also mean, I feel that, because this is the you now, so I think that this is how I read, you've seen anyway how I do the readings when the cards are honed down on the deck, on the table, so you know how I would do the readings that I do. This is how your position, you know how you're approaching a situation. So you could be approaching a situation in the month of July with great hope, great belief, great faith. The Star card also means, though, cleansing, and it means healing. You might be healing from a situation, or it could be a case of that you're approaching a situation with your eyes wide open with great clarity. As a result of that, we've got the Lovers, the focus for the Lovers. It could be on a choice that you need to make. Now that's the standard meaning, or one of the standard meanings of the Lovers card. It represents head and heart decisions that need to be made, and I only say it's head and heart decisions because the root issue is the Nine of Pentacles that you're dealing with. So the Nine of Pentacles shows someone who is comfortable in her surroundings, and she has really worked hard to build a particular life of her own. But I feel that for some of you guys, the root issue might be that if you are in a relationship, Libra, you don't feel a part of it. Because the Nine of Pentacles, when this shows up sometimes for love, it means that there is a relationship, especially if it's love. It can either mean that you're single and you're looking for love, or it can mean that you're in a relationship or you're seeing someone, but it's not exclusive. So it's not kind of where you're settled down together, you're married, or if you're in a relationship and you're married, it might be that you spend a lot of time on your own. So you spend a lot of time looking after the garden, or you spend a lot of time looking after the children, and the partner isn't there enough, okay? So I feel that for some of you guys, the root issue might be that if you're single, this is you. If you're in a relationship, you might not be feeling a part of a relationship. If you're seeing someone, you might want that relationship, because I do feel that, you know, we've got the High Priestess, and I think that there has been you know, time of due diligence around the situation for you, some of you Librans. You know, the High Priestess is one of the most inactive cards within the tarot, because a lot of the work that she does is internal. So it could be that, you know, for some of you guys, it might be that whether you're in a relationship or not, you're feeling slightly kind of out of the loop, kind of maybe on your own a little bit here, not a part of something, in which it might be that you've got a lot of time on your hands, not in terms of work, but in terms of relationship situations here, where you are needing to kind of find some clarity. So some of you guys, you might have spent time preening the garden, or time, you know, looking at your own self-value. What's of value to you? You might have spent a lot of time kind of, you know, enjoying the resources around you, your clothing, your home, what you have, what you spend, your hobbies, for example, with the Nine of Pentacles, going on holiday, that type of thing. And I think that around that we have the High Priestess, which to me says that this is giving you a lot of time to think, a lot of time. This is another card for contemplation. You know, you can get a High Priestess when you're sitting down watching a TV program. You know, you're staring blankly at a screen, that type of thing. So I think for some of you guys, it's giving you a lot of kind of food for thought, this sense of being, if you're in a relationship but it's not exclusive enough for you, it's not where the partner, you're not in a, you know, a really joined up strong relationship here, it might be that it's giving you a lot of time to think and to build your intuition, but not just intuition, because you've already got the intuition around this. This is why you've got the Lovers card, the head and heart decision, because your intuition is telling you that a choice, a decision needs to be made. Your challenge for the month is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is either a Taurus individual, potentially, that's the challenge, or it could be something to do with a long-standing situation, especially if it's a marriage or anything like that. It might be the challenge is the commitment, the long-standing conventionality, keeping of the vows, that type of thing with the Hierophant energy. But it also might be as your challenge with the Hierophant, well, whose beliefs do you adhere to? Do you adhere to somebody else's beliefs, or do you believe, you know, adhere to your own? The best case scenario, the most likely outcome, is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is all about new ideas, okay? So new ideas, new concepts, planting these seeds and watching them starting to bloom. This can be the card of kind of inspiration and a new ideology coming into play for some of you guys, in which the latter stages of July will see the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords isn't all just about moving on. You can't just read the card in its most mundane element as that. It's also about overcoming mental obstacles. So it's about finding clarity. And you can see the guy here. The swords, the logic is in front of his head, but he doesn't look at his thoughts, he looks at his feelings. So we've got the Lovers card in the centre of the reading being the focus of the month for Libra, and I think that this is all about using, you know, choosing, making a decision. When you get the Lovers as a decision card, this is about making a decision, taking the best path for you, making the best choice for you. Now, if that's a head decision, fair enough. If it's a heart decision, fair enough. But I think you'll be more than likely going with your heart, because you've got the guy that's looking towards the water. Now, we know that water within the tarot represents our emotions, and it represents our psyche, and it represents our feelings. So you're more in tandem, I feel, in the month of July with your feelings rather than your head. And that's why the focus of the month, I feel, is making head or heart decisions in whatever this relationship is, in which I see you guys latter stages of July making a decision based on the heart rather than the head, in which you may experience the Three of Swords difficulty, because the Three of Swords is all about either love triangles, third-party situations, but it can be a situation that involves many people that are affecting you emotionally. But it doesn't have to, just because it's the number 3, represent many people involved in the situation. It can also represent that maybe, just maybe, you are following your heart rather than your head in a situation, and that heart, when we look at the water energy, okay, comes about and says, you know what, actually, this is difficult. This is really affecting me. So it might be that the heart decision you make might affect you in a really difficult way with this Three of Swords. Because what you're hoping for is love. Ace of Cups. Alright, Ace of Cups is all about new love. It's all about feelings of love. It's all about developing love. It's all about conceding that you are in love. So what you'll be hoping for some of you guys, especially if your challenge is this commitment with the Hierophant from an individual here, it might be with the Ace of Cups being your hope, that you're hoping that this person, possibly, as a person, the Hierophant, when it comes to love, is not a particular, I mean, the Hierophant is all about making a contract. a spiritual contract, a spiritual alliance. It's not just about finding inner wisdom, but it's also, when it deals with things like marriage, it's about saying vows, and those vows are based on love. But you can easily be involved with a hierophant, and this is somebody who has their own way of doing things, seeing things. They're very conventional individuals, hierophants are. So they're not so much about that, a hierophant would probably, stay in a relationship for 50 odd years, even if there was no love in that relationship, because it's all based on the contract, and it's all based on the marriage and the commitment and staying within those vows. It's a religious card. It has a lot of religiosity about it. But for some people, they don't want to do that. Some people want love. They don't just want to stay in a relationship for name's sake, or stay in a relationship because it's the thing to do. Some people want love. And they want to, love to be expressed to them. And as a result of this, I think it's going to be, again, Three of Swords is head and heart decisions as well. And I think that at first you decide to go with your heart. But then those old ideas start to affect you emotionally with the Three of Swords, in which you are hoping the Ace of Cups, possibly for a turnaround, possibly if there is somebody, if it's a case of unrequited love or something like that for some of you guys, it might be that you are hoping for this person to come in and say, well, actually, let's give this thing a go. Or actually, let's just go with this thing because I love you. But I think as a result of this, because the Six of Swords is not just about following the head, I feel, or following the heart. It's also a card that says, I'm trying to avoid what my logic is telling me. Alright, now your logic in this case for some of you guys might be saying to stay in something that isn't right, but your heart is saying, I feel, because he looks towards the water, well, no, I'm going to avoid all of those. The sword cards represent conflicts and struggle, and sometimes when we have ideas and we're afraid to move outside of those ideas, it shows a real fear. So I feel that you will, for some of you guys, it's about avoiding the fear of your thoughts and saying, what, actually, I'm just going to go with what I feel, because the water energy in the tarot is about feelings, what I feel. However, what you'd experience, I feel, is the fear with the Three of Swords, that suddenly these swords that you have avoided on that Six of Swords are suddenly coming into play on the Three of Swords. They're starting to dig into those feelings again. So I think it's the fear that you experience, which is why in the outcome there's a lack of certainty with the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups, if you look at this card, it's one cup being offered, and this person, it could be anything. It can be love, it can be a fresh start, for example. Some of you guys might be hoping for a fresh start with the Ace of Cups, hoping to find new love, because Ace of Cups can be new love. But in the outcome, it'll be, well, do I really want anything new? Is it better the devil that you know? For some of you guys, it might be the feeling is, well, I might as well just stay put in whatever this situation is, because it's better the devil that I know. So let's go through the reading again, and then we're going to get some clarifiers out. I feel that you guys are hopeful of a situation. You might be having great faith, or trying to have great faith in a situation here with the Star. You might also have a great sense of clarity. It's feeding through to the situation being for the month the Lovers. A relationship, possibly whatever that relationship is, doesn't have to be love, it can be any other type of friendship, whatever it is. But I feel that there are head and heart decisions to be made on this situation, because some of you guys, it might be with the Nine of Pentacles that you feel outside of a situation. You might feel enclosed. Nine of Pentacles can also be feeling gilded cage. It's like an Eight of Swords in a way, not as severe. It can be very subtle with a Nine of Pentacles, but Nine of Pentacles can also represent feeling in a gilded cage, feeling that you have everything around you, but still there's no happiness. She's got all the resources that she needs, but where's the love? Where's the happiness? Where's the this? Where's the that? And I feel that you've had a lot of time to think about that. You've been possibly passively waiting for change, because your challenge is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is either paying attention to your own wisdom, getting somebody else's wisdom, or this can be a commitment or some form of spiritual bond that is difficult to relinquish. I do feel that the best case scenario will be new ideas that come into play in the beginning stages of July, in which I feel that you'll be looking more to your heart rather than your head to help you move forward in a situation here, Libra. Okay, I also feel that you're avoiding the entrapment of what logic tells you to do, because logic can keep you. Your logic can literally keep you where you are. Okay, whereas freedom can often come with the heart. However, you do let that logic affect you. Could be a third-party situation, but also you let that logic affect you with the Three of Swords, in which your hopes will be for maybe love, new relationship, could be somebody to come and tell you that they love you, but it could also mean a fresh start. I feel the outcome is you guys are indecisive. Okay, you're being very selective. You're taking your time. There's a time for contemplation on something here. Let's get the other cards to open up this reading, Libra. Let's see why you guys are the Star card. Why you're approaching a situation as a star in the month of July 2017. Well, I feel that you're focused. I think that you are hopeful of a situation here with the Star. I think I would read this now as being hopeful. So I think that you guys are approaching a situation because you're hopeful. And I think that this is because you're very self-focused, Libra, with that Two of Swords. Two of Swords can be read as a card about having to make decisions. But also I feel that with the Strength card, which represents the overcoming of obstacles and the allowing of our inner confidence to take over, I feel that you're very focused on overcoming an obstacle. It could be with a Fool. Fool people usually show people that lack commitment. So it could be that you're focused on overcoming an obstacle, maybe with a Fool, somebody who lacks commitment. It could be that you are focused on focused on your own inner confidence. So you're building up your inner confidence, potentially on a new opportunity, or just doing something new. When you get the Fool card, this is about the slate is clean. The Fool can become anything within the tarot, okay, because he's the best card in the tarot, because he says we start from zero again. We start from nothing again. We start to build ourselves up. So I feel that you guys are very self-focused in the month of July 2017, and that's why you're very hopeful of a situation. Also, I feel that you have healed. Some of you guys are healing from a situation here. There's great clarity that comes to you with this Star card because you are very focused, possibly on your own inner confidence here to go out and do your own thing with the Fool card, or you might be focused on overcoming an obstacle with a Fool. Depends. We'll get what the root issue is. No, we'll get what why the focus for the month then is the Lovers. Why is the focus of the month the Lovers for the Librans? Some of the Librans that are watching this. Why is the focus the Lovers for some of the Librans that are watching this video, show me? Well, I think it's definitely on something to do with a relationship, but having to make a head or a heart decision. Because I feel that there has been a limiting situation that needs to change with the Death card. And that change will bring around victory. So I feel that, let's get to the beginning of the reading again. Some of you guys, I feel that you're going through a real time in July of great clarity with that Star card. Okay? I feel that there is a focus here for some of you guys with that Two of Swords, where you're focusing on your I would say that you're focusing on your inner confidence here in terms of kind of moving out of a situation with the Fool energy showing here, which is why the focus for the month will be on making head and heart decisions with the Lovers card, because there is a restrictive. What am I doing? Here we go. Why have I got 4 cards here? Oh, take it from there. Because the focus for the month will be the Lovers, therefore, because there is a restrictive situation here, a limiting situation here that needs change. It needs to end with the Death card in order for you to break free with the Ace of Swords, in order for you to make that final resolution, because that's what the Ace of Swords is, or in order for you to embrace some form of a change here. Because the root issue is the Nine of Pentacles, and we'll see why the root issue is the Nine of Pentacles for you guys. Why is the Nine of Pentacles the root issue? So distant past going into July for Libra, show me. Well, I feel that the root issue is that you guys are feeling in a gilded cage, and I would read this as the gilded cage because I feel that there is possibly a relationship, a home situation here. You're possibly looking to move on from that because there are possibly, with the Two of Pentacles, could be that there are 2 people involved in your life at the moment. 2 of Pentacles means weighing up 2 things, or weighing up, 2 relationships. It could be that there's a home situation here. The Chariot represents an active energy where you're moving forward. So I feel there might be a home situation in which you're looking to move on from, or, some form of relationship or something that has been built in terms of maybe sort of stable, semi-secure sort of thing, because it is only a number 4. But I think there is a change with that, with this Chariot, and that change is about possibly making a few adjustments, maybe with the Two of Pentacles here. In which we have the High Priestess. Why do we have the High Priestess energy? Some of you guys might have been planning for a future with the King of Cups, Libra. So the Seven of Swords can mean deceit, but it can also mean where you're being very cautious, but you're carefully planning something. The Three of Wands is about looking to the future, and we can see the Three of Wands is looking over at the King of Pentacles, looking in the direction of the future. And I think it's this King of Cups here. So this could be a water sign. So you might have been planning possibly the future. Three of Wands is often a future card, but also you look at the card, it's got its back turned to the past, and it's taking hold of a new idea with the Ace of Wands. Okay, so it's taking hold of a new relationship, a new idea, a new concept, and it could be around another water sign, a water sign individual here, which is why, let's read this again. The root issue, this Nine of Pentacles, I feel that some of you guys have been feeling in a gilded cage, Nine of Pentacles. Could be because there's a home situation, a situation that's been built with this Four of Wands, possibly looking to change that because the Chariot can be a card of change, but it can also be that there are opposing forces, or that you are being, also thinking about it though, this is the card of opposing forces, so you're being pulled in two directions. It could be that you're feeling a gilded cage, Nine of Pentacles, because that's the root issue, because there's a situation here, could be relationship, home, however you want to read it. Could be that you're being pulled in two directions. Could be with two people, Two of Pentacles as well, in which you have either tried to ignore the situation with the High Priestess, or you've taken time out and not done anything about the situation. Could be because you'd need to steal away. Steal away, Three of Wands as well, is a card about going abroad, or looking to go somewhere else, or get a train or get a plane somewhere else. So it could be that you guys have neglected to do anything about the situation, because that might mean kind of running away or escaping or stealing away. It could be with another individual. We've got that Three of Wands there, can represent third-party situations here, and it could be around a water sign individual, or somebody that you really care about with that King of Cups. Somebody that you have unconditional love with, for example. Because your challenge is the Hierophant. Let's have a look at why your challenge is the Hierophant. Let me just think about this collaboration here. Well, I think this is something about your belief system as your challenge. It could be a relationship, a commitment. But I think this is more about what your beliefs hold. So the challenge with the Hierophant is sometimes you're stuck in a certain way of thinking because you've been brought up to think that way. And that could be because, might be with the Three of Pentacles, that there are plans that are being made. Three of Pentacles shows here. Possibly you're intending to do something. The Magician represents setting new intentions. So I feel that with the planning of the Three of Pentacles, you've been setting some new intentions. But the Nine of Wands says, well, I'm not really doing anything about that. It can be a card that says that you're defensive of that, but it could also mean that you're hiding something. I feel with the Nine of Wands, as this person's kind of very much on their guard. It might be that you're also very wary of this, okay? Is this real? Is this something that's really going to happen? Which is why your challenge is the Hierophant, possibly keeping things the way that they are. Because possibly new plans, which is what the Three of Pentacles essentially is. This is a card about planning and setting plans into motion. Okay, we've got the Magician. It could be setting plans into motion with a Magician, with a new person potentially here, or setting plans into motion that are exciting, or maybe setting plans into motion that you're speaking about, or maybe setting some plans into motion with that, developing plans with that Three of Pentacles. Could be with a Magician, a person here. Magicians often show as people as well. Something that you're a little bit wary of, a little bit nervous of maybe with that Nine of Wands. So in a way, it's kind of like better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And I feel that there's a little bit of a fear to take a bit of a risk here on a situation in which the best case scenario is the Ace of Wands. And let's have a look at why the best case scenario is the Ace of Wands for some of you Librans in the month of July 2017. Well, I think that this is more about, with this Ace of Wands, introspection and enlightenment. The best case scenario is that there is enlightenment that comes to you guys. And I think that this is something maybe that you've been putting your effort into with the Eight of Pentacles. Possibly needs some form of adjustment in terms of maybe the resources that you hold with that Queen of Pentacles. So it might not be something that's so simple that you can walk out of, because there are external factors. For example, things like money, things like work. Things like, just the mundane things of life that really take on a bigger effect in the month of July 2017. Let's have a look at why you're the Six of Swords, why you'll experience the Six of Swords coming in. Why is the Six of Swords showing up in the immediate future, in the following few weeks, in the latter stages of July 2017 for Libra? Why is the Six of Swords showing up? Okay. Alright, so I think this is a third-party situation for some of you guys. So if you're in a relationship, you've got some issues going on here mainly. And for those of you who aren't, then I'm sorry. It probably correlates to something else. It could be work, that type of thing, okay? It seems to me that I think the Six of Swords is, this is about the moving on of a situation, but also some of you guys might be looking to move on. You might have made a heart-over-head decision. The head comes here. In the best case scenario, this is where you're using your head with the Ace of Wands, because this is the epiphany moment that some of you guys might have, and that epiphany moment might say, well, all the effort that I'm putting into creating some form of change within my world in the month of July 2017 possibly needs some readjustment with this plans need to be adjusted. So all the hard work and effort, there needs to be some adjustments maybe around the way that I'm doing something here, because it might involve the resources that I hold, family resources, if it's a marriage or anything like that. So maybe it's not going to be so easy to do something here because there are the external factors. It could be the children that you take care of. This is a woman who takes care of people, she takes care of children. She's a nurturer. She's like the Empress. However, I do feel that this Six of Swords is saying some of you guys might have a change of heart on this. Instead of going with, well, maybe I need to procrastinate and just wait on this situation because there are external factors affecting the situation, I'm just going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go with what feels right to me, rather than saying, well, I've got all of these external things that are holding me back. I'm going to go with what's right for me. And this is where we can see the Six of Swords talks about a change of heart, and that's because I think there is still the recognition, and it could be an air sign yourself that you're dealing with, Libra, or it could be you, King of Swords, okay? But I feel that this might be a fellow air sign potentially. This could also be a very cold and detached individual. I feel that there is some form of conflict with this Five of Swords energy showing here that has left you feeling kind of a little bit out in the cold, possibly recognizing. And also, the King of Swords can be you, that there is a clarity here, a great wealth of clarity for Libra, that there are disruptive energies in your life at the moment, and it's causing the Five of Pentacles, instability within your world. And I feel that this is where the clarity comes in, that you can stay in a situation, whether this be love, work, whatever it is, family. I read love, work, family, that type of thing, because I'm one of those readers that likes to read on those types of situations. But I think that this is either a person, the King of Swords, or it's your own clarity. King of Swords is great clarity, great advice. So if it's inner advice, you're seeing the situation in one way. And the way that you see the situation is the way that you've lived it with the King of Swords. So if the King of Swords is you, Libra, then I feel that you're recognizing with this Five of Swords that there is conflict within a situation. Okay, conflict that might be lowering your self-esteem here and making you feel with this Five of Pentacles unstable, potentially, within a particular sphere of your life. In which what you'll experience is this Three of Swords. And let's have a look at why you'll experience the Three of Swords coming in. I think that you go through a change of mind for some of you guys over a situation. And that's why you experience the Three of Swords. Again, going back to that head and heart decision with the Three of Swords. Okay? Because, or Three of Swords can mean a love triangle that's very, very, very difficult. And it's affecting lots of different people. And that's because there is a certain amount of happiness, Ten of Cups, and stability, I feel, with the Knight of Pentacles in your relationships or wherever it is that you are at the moment. And that would mean with the Eight of Cups needing to walk away from that and leave that behind. And that's why, you know, you seem to be going through a real kind of conundrum, I feel, for some of you guys in the month of July. Just in terms of, do I do this or do I do that? Because my head says one thing. The logic of the situation says I should possibly stay where I am, but my heart says I want to be free and I want to do something else, or I want to be with somebody else. So I feel that you're going through a real conundrum. One moment you feel, yeah, I could do this, and the next minute, but what about this? What about the children? Or what about the money? Or what about how it affects other people? Or what about, you know, this, you know, the external mundane things of my life? What happens then? So it's a real conundrum for you guys, I feel, for some of you guys in the month of July 2017. Let's have a look at why your hopes are the Ace of Cups. Well, I think that your hopes would be for something new. Ace of Cups. Could be a fresh start here. Could be new love, potentially, if it's with somebody else. But also could be a fresh start. Because I think that there is a recognition, maybe, with this Hermit. The Hermit represents recognition. It represents introspection, but also finding a solution that makes you feel quite happy, that gives some form of clarity with that Sun card. For some of you guys, it could be, well, the hope will be for new love. Because with the Hermit, you found the solution. And the solution is, with the Sun card, that you have great clarity, that maybe you're giving too much to a situation here. Could also be for some of you guys, maybe it's a fresh start here. Because I think that introspection gives way to clarity, maybe with that Sun energy. Okay, that possibly you want to take a chance on something here with the Six of Pentacles. And the outcome shows us the Four of Cups, though. So why do we have the outcome as the Four of Cups? I think that what happens by the end of July for some of you guys, but whatever type of relationship this is, and I always leave my readings open so people can interpret in whichever way they want in terms of whatever type of the relationship they're going through. It says in the outcome that with the Four of Cups, you're not certain for some of you guys. And why are you not certain? You're being very sort of selective and very sort of contemplative. I feel that this is because a relationship is solid where you are. Ten of Pentacles. Now, Two of Cups is great, and Ten of Pentacles is even better with it. Because I think this is a relationship is very stable with these two cards. And has great potential. Because the Nine of Cups, the Seven of Cups represents potential of things. Because this person has lots of choices to make. But I would read this as potentially potential. I would read this card as being potential. Because there's the potential to choose many things. To do many things. So I think that there is a relationship here for some of you guys that is quite stable and has great potential, or still has potential, and this is why the conundrum comes in. Let's go back to the beginning of the reading again. For the month of July, Libra, you guys seem to be coming into a place of clarity. Could be also be hope and faith, but also clarity. And what's that clarity based on? Well, it's based on your own self-perception with that Two of Swords. Okay, your own self-perception might be, or your own focus might be, that you need to have the confidence to go freely or to walk free from a situation with that Fool card. Remember, the Fool card is the blank page in the tarot. So this is somebody who's free, who's starting from zero. So think this is clarity. You guys are at a point of clarity here. So you start off the month, I feel, feeling really good, really clear. That, and that clarity is based on self-focus. And the self-focus is about inner confidence with the strength card. That, you know, you could actually just do something. Just leave something behind and not worry about it. And that's because the root issue seems to be, some of you guys might be feeling in a bit of a gilded cage. And you might be feeling in a bit of a gilded cage because there could be a relationship, it could be home, it could be work, it could be anything with this Four of Wands. Could be that you want some changes. Remember, this is the active card of the tarot, so it shows something that's moving forward. But it could also be that there is a relationship here, Four of Wands. However, there are, with the Chariot, it might be that you are dealing with two things, two opposing forces. It could be that you're torn in two directions. Could be because some of you guys are managing a couple of relationships. All right, might be you know, a partner and somebody else, but it could also be that there's a relationship, possibly wanting to move forward from that, possibly because there's a lack of certainty as well with the Two of Pentacles. I think if there's somebody else in the fray here, it might be that you are pausing with this High Priestess. You might be avoiding what you feel needs to be done here, because it could be that there would be maybe a deception. It could be third-party situation, so you're looking at someone else rather than what you've already got. Could be because there's a water sign individual around you. Because your challenges could be a commitment with the Hierophant, but it could also be your own inner wisdom with this Hierophant. It could be your vows, it could be what you've been traditionally holding on to for a long time. And that challenge of that could be because plans that are being set in motion, and the motion is that of the Magician, need some form of a revision maybe with the Nine of Wands. Which is why, in the centre of the reading, we see that your focus is on making head or heart decision with the Lovers card. And I feel that this is because you do know that there are limitations wherever it is that you are at the moment, Libra, that need to change with the Death card in order to see you break free with that Ace of Wands and give you further clarity. However, the best case scenario within the first few weeks of July will be that an epiphany will come to some of you guys, the Ace of Wands, in which you recognise all the hard work and effort you're putting into this situation. Well, it needs some form of fine-tuning with the Temperance energy, especially in terms of maybe the resources that you have, where you live, the people that are around you, who you take care of. However, I do feel the latter stages of July, you guys will have a change of heart or a change of mind. You'll be following your heart more than your head. And that's because it could be that this is the person, King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it could simply be that this is your own great mental clarity here. That a divisive situation with the Five of Swords is causing an unstable situation with the Five of Pentacles. However, what you'll experience is the Three of Swords, again going back to that head and heart decision with the Three of Swords energy. And I feel that this is based on a family situation that I feel is stable but stagnant, in which you do really want to walk away from it with the Eight of Cups. Because your hopes will be possibly a fresh start. And it could be for some of you guys that you recognise you found the solution, the light, which has given great clarity with the Sun card. That for some of you guys, you might be giving too much and not receiving enough back. However, the outcome from the change of heart of the Six of Swords around a person, possibly who there is a divisive situation with, that is leaving you feeling unstable, or your own mental clarity, that this situation that you're in might be divisive and is leaving you feeling unstable, to still having to make a head and heart decision, that though there is an unstable situation around you, Libra, you've still got stability there. no matter how stagnant. Even if you want to walk away, there's still this stability going on. I feel that you're not happy in something, but it provides stability at the same time, and that's where the conundrum is. And as a result of that, I feel that you're uncertain with that Four of Cups. And that's because whatever this relationship is, work, love, family, whatever it is, there is an element of security around that, in which there is still some form of potential with the Seven of Cups. But it could also be that there is still uncertainty, because there is a relationship around you, whatever that relationship might be, that needs to have a conversation with the Ten of Pentacles over choices that need to be made with the Seven of Cups. That's your reading for the month of July 2017. What we're going to do now is we're going to get your advice card from the angels. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Libra in the month of July 2017? What is the advice that you have for Libra in the month of July 2017? Show me. It says yes. But let's have a look at what the yes is. It says ask others for help and then choose a new direction. Whatever that means for you, Libra, it means for you. Let's just quickly recap this reading one more time. I do feel that some of you guys are feeling very hopeful, but also there's a great sense of clarity and possibly even relief with the Star card. And that's based on your self-focus, that you need to have the inner confidence to go free, to move out of a situation. Okay, so the clarity and the relief in a way with the Star card. Your self-focus with the Two of Swords, that your inner confidence will allow you to move free in a situation. Because some of you guys might be feeling a bit weighed down with the Nine of Pentacles. You might be feeling in a gilded cage. Could be because there is a relationship here, possibly being pulled in two directions. It could be through two people. It could be there is a situation here, a good situation, but wanting to move forward from that because it's not completely balanced, maybe for some of you guys, in which you might be trying to use your intuition here. Could be because you're looking to steal away, or there's a little bit of deception. Could be in a third party situation here with an water sign individual potentially. Your challenge might be a commitment, but your own inner wisdom, guidance. Could be because new plans that are taking shape need to be revised or need to be thought about maybe a little longer with that Nine of Wands, in which the focus for the month will be for you guys making a head or a heart decision with the Lovers card, because you feel a sense of limitation that needs to end in order for you to gain clarity to move forward, or in order for you to make some form of a breakthrough. First few weeks, the best case scenario will be an epiphany will come to some of you, I believe, here, in which all of the hard work and effort, or something that has been consistently going on, but there's no change with the Eight of Pentacles, it needs some form of revision with the Two of Cups, with the Temperance energy, possibly revision on your resources, what you hold dear, what your values are as well with that Queen of Pentacles energy, in which what you'd experience for some of you guys will be a change of heart. You'll look to your heart rather than your head. Could be around a person that there is division with, and that's causing some form of instability. It could be that this is you in your greatest clarity mode here, that there is division within a situation here that's causing instability. You will go back to that old head and heart thing though, so the change of heart doesn't happen for long. Three of Swords. What you'd experience could be the third party situation, but it could also be that this is head and heart decisions again. Because it could be, well, the situation isn't so bad, I've got some stability here, even though things are a little bit stagnant, and I do what I want to walk away from the situation. Your hopes might be, if I can find the hope card, hang on, here we go. Your hopes might be a fresh start, Ace of Cups, new love, fresh start, whatever the case is. Solution has been found, I feel, with this Hermit and the Sun energy, that some of you guys might be giving too much and getting too little. But in the outcome, I feel that you kind of fall prey to the old kind of instability thing and uncertainty, because you're going to be very selective, or you might be quite uncertain. And that's because a relationship could provide you with security, and you might feel, well, oh yeah, there's still potential there because we're still stable. Or it might be that there is a relationship that needs further communication, maybe with that Ten of Pentacles, over choices that need to be made. And that's your reading, guys, for the month of July 2017. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading, and I will see you guys on your week ahead readings, and also your Storyteller Triple Cross. Take care. Bye-bye.